Quick video just to show you how to enroll new staff on Toyota's system. Okay, first thing I want to mention is that when I got onto the server, the taskbar was sitting down the bottom. It was sitting over here. The problem with it sitting here is that you can't see all the windows, especially in the ZK software. So if I go here to an employee, you can't get to the cancel, close, save, or anything like that. So that's why we've moved this window to the side, or at least the taskbar to the side, so you can get access to confirmation and cancel or whatever the case may be. So I just want to start off from the beginning, and the beginning is that you get into Sabre, and the reason why I say get into Sabre first thing is that you need to set up the information for payroll, and you want to make sure that when you enroll somebody, you use the same enroll ID regardless of where they are on the system. Remembering that Sabre is controlling the access control system, and it's also pulling data from the ZK BioTime, which is the facial SpeedFace devices working to BioTime. So the first thing to do is to go into employee management over here. I'm going to add myself as an example, okay, just so that there's something, I'll delete it afterwards. So you say insert to insert a new employee, you put in the employee number. So in this case, I'm going to make it, I don't know, 9990, and what you do is you make the enroll ID the same number, 9990. You then put in the person's details, first name, surname, middle name, whatever the case may be. You put in the ID number. If you don't know an ID number, you can either click the little block of the circle over here, or just put in a 0. Okay, not crucial. The grey fields that you see here are compulsory, so that needs a department, so you choose a department, and then you can just say save. Okay, it's also wanting a date of birth. Okay, if you put the person's date of birth, or you put the ID number in, let me just show you this as well. If I put my ID number in, and you click the little down arrow over there, it'll correct the date of birth over there. But it wants the date of birth, but I normally just put 01012001 just because it's short keys. It should also be a grey number. It's because of payroll. Anyway, so we've added that, unable to connect to device storeroom, and it's busy updating that information to the different devices, to the different controllers. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's not connecting to the storeroom at this time, but that's basically it. So it's auto assigning all the devices, and it auto uploads to all the devices. However, we haven't uploaded the tag yet, which I'll get to. I think it's probably best that I disconnect the auto assigning, or at least the auto uploading, because there's no point in it, because we're not updating the tag number anyway. So I'm going to remove that from this process. When you finally run this video, just don't worry, it won't prompt you to update the devices at that time. So I'm going to show you the next step once this is completed, timing out. And this is just complaining because it can't connect to the storeroom printer device, the controller that's sitting at the storeroom printer. And like I say, I'm not sure why it can't communicate to that. So just waiting for it to time out. Okay, so what will happen is, if you go here to the clocking devices, you can see it's assigned to all of them. I'll go back later and do the rest. So once you've done that, and you've got the employee number and the enroll ID, what you need to do, sorry, under here you've got the card number. So this is where you would scan the disk, and the number would automatically be captured in here. And then after you've done that, you would say save, and then you could upload. Okay, so it's asking about shift settings. I'm not going to go into that right now. And then you would upload to the devices. You go to assign to devices over here, and you say upload devices with data, it'll then upload that tag number to all the devices. That's why I say I'm going to remove it so it doesn't do it automatically, because there's no point, because we haven't loaded the tag yet. Anyway, so that's the access control done. The access control side is complete after that. But I now want to show you how to set up the person on the ZK side. So you've got their number and their name. So you would just literally go out of here, and their tag would now be working because you've enrolled their tag. You would then go onto the BioTime, and the login for the BioTime has been changed. It's just admin, and the password is Sabre Client. No, it's not Sabre Client. I'm not going to give it on the video, just in case this video goes out. But it's the password that you've given us to access this computer, and we'll tell you what that is. Anyway, so once you log in here, let me just go out of here to go back as well, just so that you can see what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to log off. Okay, so you'll come into the BioTime login. You log in with the username and password. And you'll connect. And this is now setting up the facial readers for a new staff member. So you go here to personnel, you go to employees, and employee again, and then at the top here you would say add. So you're adding an employee. You then put the ID in here, 9990, and you put the person's name. And the only reason why you need all of this is just so that the name displays when their face is recognized. Okay, so you put in their name, you can choose a department. You don't have to worry, like I say, it's only just for that reason. Okay, so just say it's for access, and that's basically it. So now you say confirm. Okay, once that's confirmed, what my suggestion is, if you're loading more than one, just load them all at the same time. Once that's all completed, go to devices, and then you want to just do a data transfer, upload user data. So once you've clicked that, what will happen is all these three are selected, and it'll update the user data to all the devices. Then what my suggestion is, you will then go to the device that you've chosen as your enrollment device. You'll then go look for the person on the device through the menus. We can make a separate video on that. But if you go to the device and you go to log on as the administrator, you should be able to go to users and then edit users. Remembering that user is already on the device. You then find the user either by their enroll ID or by their name, and then you go to add facial and palm or finger or whatever you want to enroll for those particular people. I can see that you're using palm and using face. So you enroll the finger and the face, and then you escape and save, and then come back here again. And my suggestion then is to just synchronize from that device to the other devices. So you go here to sync device to the sync data to the device, and it should automatically move their fingerprints, or at least their faces and their palms, between all the devices automatically. And then it's done, and then they can test it afterwards and see that it's correct.